Order filled.
Good morning. So I been trading my demo account this morning. Had a buy bias. I captured, I think it was 2 trades kind of scaling in. However, we've gotten to all-time highs, and while there are talks of Iran planned, I'm not quite sure it's enough to have the powerful follow through it did on Friday. Obviously could be wrong, but just looking at the daily charts, ES has some space to go before we would break all-time highs. NQ's right there though. So not currently in a trade on either my demo or my Apex account. We do have the 15-minute orb sat right here. It's these purple lines. Buyers are stepping in pretty significantly in this last 5-minute session. But again, personally not really interested in all-time high. Not today anyway, but I could see some red news flash across the desktop that would change my opinion of that. As far as the Apex trading, I mean, I don't see anything I'm feeling too safe on. I constantly have to update my layout. If anyone could tell me why my saved templates kind of disappear. I'd be appreciative. So again, a bit of pullback here on the demo account. I've got an entry off of this 5-minute green low. I don't quite have the conviction in it for the smaller Apex account.
Order filled.
I'm not sure if we'll have a bit of follow through to the downside. So on the, sorry, I'll pull it up. On the demo account, just entered position right here. It's point of control, and it's also bottom of the screen candle. One of the main reasons I'm not too keen on getting in the smaller account entry is obviously that's a lot of space here, but a lot of space here. So got a lot of opportunity to kind of scale into an entry with a long bias. But I have to be comfortable with quite a bit of drawdown in the process, which I'm not on my smaller account, which is why I personally don't think going forward they're going to be my bread and butter, but so my goal on the day is 2,000. Probably get out on this one.
Order filled.
Again, might even have a bit of a higher entry, even if there's a bit of a push past it. There we go, look, pop-in high day, all-time highs, people want to buy. I think till we get some real follow-through and conviction, I'm still not really interested. I'm still focusing on pullbacks. But again, this is the demo account. We've broken a 15-minute orb. However, the 15-minute orb is higher day, so hard to kind of go full on in on that. I also don't feel with a lot of conviction for continued move downwards, but looking at the daily candle, there's a kind of nothing but space down here either, so I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, wait and see on this on the smaller account for sure, and yeah, not even got an entry in yet for this demo account. Kind of waiting on a pullback. I mean, value area high. There might be something there. I'm going to change this value area high. Point of control, no, getting a bit gung-ho. So this often happens for me. So when I get close to my goal on the day, I kind of get a bit more aggressive because I feel like time's running out before my 8 o'clock cutoff. Feel like momentum is being shown in one direction, so I feel a bit safer to kind of scale in a bit closer to that position, and then 7 o'clock reversal comes, or 7:10, kind of just dip in the wrong direction, and I'm stuck. So we'll take our time. We still got 50 minutes. Moved this stop entry a bit higher. Yeah, I mean it's literally above value area high, so it'll be kind of a nice if we get a bounce off a value area high, perfect entry. I'll keep an eye on that. If we get kind of a bit of a, it's still showing that it wants to go higher. If it's got a bit of a push up, then maybe I'll consider this test of previous high. but not quite there yet. And yeah, apex, again, just not really seeing anything that doesn't have any wiggle room. I mean, honestly, maybe a trade off this bounce area. For this smaller apex account, what works for me is usually kind of when we're in a range or a clear trend. I feel like whenever there's chop or this kind of huge range and this big directional shift, these kind of smaller gaps don't work for me. My max loss is 400 and I get there pretty quick. So I think if we get all the way down to point of control, of course we could bounce back higher, but yeah, maybe I'll take a stab. I mean, this would literally be it would be this. It would be point of control, bouncing off the 20 EMA on the 5 minute at least. Flush VWAP, it's not really shown to be respecting it too much, or at least, not enough to go past it, but has respected the 200 EMA, yesterday's open, and value area low. So for those who don't know, this red line and this green line show where I believe I could have this wrong, but 70% of the volume has been traded, and this is the kind of point of control. This is the main point where there's the most volume. So I use it as a point of reference for where people might bounce, where the where the price might bounce off of, where it might use kind of some support, some resistance. But this is classic. Time to sit on my hands. Again, I got my order set right here. So we've had a value area high shift upwards. So I'll shift upwards. I do think if we come down, we're going to come down. I think we're going to collect a couple of these orders. So my thought isn't as safe as it was earlier, but I think if I can just catch 1, 2, and then a push up, that'll get me out on my 200 for the day. Actually, I do need to change my risk settings because I do like to have it lock me out. So right now I am testing out a strategy to pass a 250k Apex Legacy account. So basically could blow the account in one day. This theory, this isn't anything that I've actually put into practice on the Apex just yet. I blew those accounts beginning of this month after months of work, which is a big catalyst for starting streaming. Oh wow. All right, well, I'm going to have my first entry be this test a prior high. Excuse me. It's going. It feels like Trump's tweet earlier today has given people the energy. They didn't feel they had Monday or Tuesday. Yesterday was quite a negative, bearish momentum. So there's a lot of people here who see this all-time highs and want to jump in. There'll be people who want to short all-time highs, which is, I think, personally a bit of a dangerous move. Potentially today, not so much, but...
Here's what I found.
Oh. Sorry, that was my Apple Watch. But just sitting on my hands right now. Honestly, there's a chance that this looks a bit more appealing to me in my Apex account if there is this kind of buying momentum. Okay, I'm going to enter, these will be my 3 trades, which is my max position size. I don't know if we'll get to 3 trades actually with that range. It's pretty decent range, but I feel good. I mean, I think we can absolutely flush, but I'm going to get a bit more aggressive, I think, with the entry on this demo. I'm going to push it.
Order filled.
Because if we do break upwards, I think kind of all pullbacks will be captured. If we do flush down, I'd like us to at least test previous high. If it was a little earlier in the day, I think I'd quite aggressively scale into this entry. But I'm still not too sure about how much room we've got on the upside here. If ES breaks through previous highs, then I think we could see a bit more, but so I'm just gonna do a swap here. This is kind of not my favorite place to be doing it, but if it was earlier in the day, this would be my kind of move where I kind of take these kind of like smaller profits, lock them in, but then make sure I'm still in the race to kind of scale in if it does pull back. I struggled with it previously because you're basically swapping out a good entry for a not so good entry. So if it does reverse on you, you've got more capital up top. But I found that statistically it works more than it doesn't for me, for my trading style. I mean, we've broken a 50. Still working out a few kinks on the live streaming, so apologies if the mic is ever too loud or...
Order filled.
So quite aggressive scaling in now. I think we're going to have a bit of a pullback, but I think we'll get ES up here to previous day highs, which will help with NQ. Again, just going to make another 400 for my daily. Well, not including this drawdown, so about 300 more. Got another entry bounce off of previous red 5-minute candle. I don't personally, unless we get kind of a nice clean pullback, I don't really see a nice entry on the apex. 50k today. If we get like a nice clean pullback and then show of momentum higher, then I'd be into that. But this is just a real sticky area on the daily. See, here's some pullback. I'd like to just fight the urge to just enter right here, but patience. I think the downside to that's higher than the upside. So, showing a little bit of pullback. Seller's still not stepping in significantly. Again, if anyone ever knows how to trigger Tradeovate saving your layout a bit better than it does try. So really keeping a close eye on ES's high of day. Don't need much movement to get my max, and just don't see a nice clean entry here yet with this daily candle action going on. I mean, there's something to be said about if we close this 5-minute candle above the previous 5-minute, which is a doji. But I think it's got literally, so what a doji is could be 50-50. I mean, this is kind of one of the tough things. I'm always wondering why the point of control and value areas always feels like it's a bit closer to where we're trading on the ES. I think it's just because of how much range you can end up getting with the MNQ, how it can just kind of make huge jumps out of nowhere, really, or feel that way. Same value area. So we're ripping.
Order filled.
So for micros, the reason I'm doing 4 is because I'm trying to simulate 4 accounts. So, 12 contracts, even before we bounce off of value area high, it's pretty aggressive. 3 contracts isn't to my trading style. So that's what I'm playing with right now. And also seeing, my main goal kind of going forward is to pass about 250k Apex Legacy accounts that seem to be kind of a bit of a sweet spot for me. And I got them on a great deal, so I don't really feel any need to stop trading those. But the goal for that is 15k. So if I were to trade this way with a 2,000 goal for each day, I'd need to basically 7 days, 6 with slippage. If it kind of end up getting a couple hundred more to pass an evaluation. So obviously 1 day would blow the account, but the conditions are right and I can really dial in for 7 days. Or at least, honestly, dial in for 5 days and then maybe take my foot off the gas that last 5,000. So yeah, every little pullback's getting bought up. Still not loving the daily for ES. Got crude oil inventories came out, nothing dramatic. No dramatic effect really. It's a little less than people thought. It doesn't really seem to be having too dramatic effect on this bullish momentum. So this is a dangerous area for me, 7:30 to 8, when it's like this. Here you go. Here we go. All right. So I think a lot of the ES people are obviously trying to buy. I think that kind of slowed down a bit. So it's got a bit of a punt to the downside. I don't see us turning negative or anything like that, but I think we could actually get a bit of a rundown. You're seeing the significant sellers stepping in now. So, could have happened any time. Potentially the oil inventories didn't help. It's not hugely less than forecast, but it doesn't take much. Any red banner news? So if you see where if this does, at least where it bounced back previously, it was the top of this green candle. Look to the left. They always say look to the left. Not seeing anything significant other than that. Maybe on a 4-hour. I do have another monitor that I use sometimes. Honestly, mainly because every now and then this page will kind of do a refresh and just go blank and make it so I can't trade. Can't see my trades. So this was a nice entry-ish. It was a little bit lower. I think if we do come down again, we might blast through it. So I'm going to put it here for now to be safe, but with the potential to kind of bring it up. But I'm looking at ES. Kind of didn't even get to fair value gap on its last 5 minutes before it just kind of coming back down. So caution. This just needs one pot, really. I think if we come all the way down here, then okay, fine. Could be a bummer, but I mean, you never know. You never know. So yeah, one entry there. As I scale in, my kind of average is going to be relatively high. So if we have a full reversal, then that's not going to be great for me, but we'll see. All right, so bouncing around here. Do we want to take a stab? I'm going to go for it. Oh, just missed it. Just missed it. That's tough. Oof. Yep. That's a tough one. I feel like, could be wrong. I feel like value area high shifted up just after I placed this, but yeah, I missed that entry by a couple ticks, 2 ticks. Well, I mean, it didn't come up too much more, so I'm gonna do this. If we bounce back and forth in this range for a second, I'll look into it, but I think if we flash down now, that would suck. Got my eye on this. I'm not too bullish on momentum, how much space we got left past, and we're getting close to my daily high, so hopefully this triggers me out of it. If not, I'll... There we go.
Stop filled.
So potentially could have just left it. We get a couple more ticks, so would have got the full 2,000. Previously discussed, I'm not comfortable with leaving it there for the day. $50, $100, $200, whatever. Kind of something mental in me about not quite getting my goal on the day and letting it slip. Not calling it good till I hit my goal. I know a lot of people don't think that's a good way of doing stuff, a good strategy. For me, I know that if I hit my max loss goal, I'll hit that for sure. So I have to have the same discipline on my max gains goal. So I'm gonna know that if I do get max loss, it's gonna be maxed loss. Then my max win needs to be my max win for the maths to make sense and statistically it ought to play out. So should have triggered right there. This again isn't my favorite. I hate being a couple dollars shy, but you got to trust the process of the trading app. I'll give it one more stab. Sometimes it triggers it.
Order filled.
There you go. So good day. I mean, honestly, not a great entry or great kind of start. We had a bit of a push up. I saw this kind of... I saw that there's kind of a bit of a liquidity area that we were kind of like coming up against going into open. I basically had an entry, it was this area where it kind of kept hitting. Coming into open, we'd kind of kept going past it, kept going past it, kept going past it. And with the bullish news, I felt like it was a good place to kind of enter. But we had a huge red candle reversed, 1, 2, 3 entries. We'd been bouncing off of the 200 EMA the last 2 days quite well. So felt like this was a good spot. I did have more entries down here. I think if we turned negative, it would have been obviously completely wrong bias. But no, we got a bit of profit. I got out because of the obviously momentum in the wrong direction, letting it kind of decide itself. Kind of scaled in a bit easier, and then once we kind of broke all highs, gave it a beat to kind of really establish if it wanted to reverse. Once it didn't, scaled in again and got my daily goal. So that's demo. Apex, again, just this sticky area. My foolishly, if I hadn't touched that trade before, it would have played out. well for me. But yeah, just look at ES. It double top and that candle. Sorry if I hit my mic with my coffee. So I've got 20 minutes left on the session. Could see us bouncing around this range now for a little while. This is the 15-minute orb on the ES, which is why my entry's around here. Previous high orb. So you got to be careful now. 740 potentially run out of bullish momentum. I think if we get back down here, range bound, or will break down to the lower side. If we kind of around fair value range on this last candle and kind of come back up, then the buyers are here. I just don't like this energy to the downside on the ES. Let this 5-minute candle close and go from there. Two minutes left. So value area high again. I mean, fuck it. I'm going to go for one entry. Second entry, test a previous day's high.
Order filled.
So if we hold up on the ES, I'll feel good. If we do have a bit of a swipe down, it's not ideal, but I do think we got some room left. I'm not looking for anywhere near the same amount of profit on this Apex account. I'd gotten close to about 800 on this account. So if I get back past that, that'll feel like a win. Not today. My max gain locks me out is 100 to 120. A very different style here, which is my base hits. So I'll follow this up as it goes up. If it reverses on me, base hit, $20 base hit. The momentum's just not there. I mean,
Stop filled.
I could be wrong, but I'm not seeing buyers stepping in any kind of significant way. If this is kind of a range that we're going to be trading, I don't like being so close to all-time highs here and real resistance here. You know, this has been such a nice clean move up, and now we're getting some choppy resistance. So, you know, arguably missed the move on the Apex account, but that's kind of what's my struggle with these smaller accounts. Why still kind of honing it in, but I don't think a 400 loss is feels too small for me. For my trading strategy, my trading style, this worked in my live accounts. That's made me $30,000. Transitioning to prop firms has been a challenge, but I think much more of a challenge on these smaller accounts. I am trying to learn, or at least implement some of the more traditional trading styles, one entry with a stop loss, taking base hits, etc., but doesn't always feel like that's how the market wants to operate. When you have those nice clean days, it feels simple, and when the market's unpredictable, which it is more often than not, it chops me up. So still working on it, still improving. I might call it there for the day. You got 10 minutes left. We're either gonna, three things happen. Always, we go up, we go down, we go sideways. If we go up, I'm not looking to kind of get back in. If we go down, there might be the argument to kind of good place to come in, but we're coming into 8 o'clock. This might be a bit of a reversal territory, and I'm not interested in trading sideways. I've got an 8 o'clock cutoff, and we're 10 minutes from there. So thanks. No one's been watching live, but this is really great for me. This is exactly why I started this, helping me be accountable, making sure I stick to the rules that I have in place. If anyone's new to trading, your strategy doesn't really matter. Your entry doesn't really matter. All this stuff does matter, obviously, but nothing compared to your mental, your rules, your risk management, the stuff you have in place. If you break your rules and you kind of get away with it and you win and it's advantageous, it's kind of the worst thing that can happen for you. You gotta be strict to your rules, because the times that it works is fine. The times it doesn't work, it'll blow your account. And I've come, again, those that don't know, been trading a live account for over a year and a half, and I'm now making my trade to prop firms. So very different than most traders. Learned some arguably bad habits because of the freedom that I had in the live accounts. And while prop firms can be constricting in many ways, it's actually helping me stay disciplined and consistent, and ideally be able to take a monthly paycheck to kind of help replace, maybe at some point in life, years down the line, my career. So that's it from me. Thank you very much. This has been a good day as far as my Apex 250K kind of training simulator, which is going to trigger next month. And base hit, nothing, but arguably a no trade day, really. I kind of missed my entry earlier on. Kind of went on without me, but I'll take a base hit. I like to see a little bit of green, even if it's a little bit of green. So, all right. Thanks, everybody.